Subnautica 2 is a beautiful and atmospheric and terrifying ordeal. There will be times, likely when you're running low on resources, chased by something big and unpleasant, where you'll turn a corner and a gorgeous, if haunting, environment will come into view and will make you feel even smaller and more insignificant than you already are. Oh god, help me, help me, help me, help me. But it's not just the big things. Push your face up against a coral reef or a big fucking jellyfish and the game's visuals continue to impress. And disgust in equal measure. Look at how this jellyfish's blue love sacs pulsate in and out and are shaded accordingly. This is it! Decades of progress, so we can finally light a jelly monster's sensitive spots just right. There's a primal, instinctive urge to want to poke stuff like this, isn't there? Even your character can't help but do it. The secret to these materials is shaders. These give textures really cool properties, like to look shiny or slimy or to have microscopic bumps to it, and this is the magic that makes stuff look and feel like more than just a drawn-on picture. Shaders have been a thing in games for about 25 years, so you'd think I'd have got bored of them by now. Yet recent advancements like PBR have only increased my love for pixel peeping. Add to that, Subnautica 2 has powerful lights that you can shine at stuff, which only enhances the effect by creating really complex and advanced situations where stuff is being lit up from all sorts of directions and from different coloured light sources, which to me looks eerily photorealistic, even if I've never done this for real. A large part of this game is about collecting materials, so making all the minerals look exciting and pretty goes a long way towards making that 10th collection slog worthwhile. I think my favourite item to stare at in this game is the salt, with its iconic square-shaped crystals and lots of brilliant ways that light can pass through it from various angles. And here's how gold looks. In many games this is considered a rare material, but in the world of Subnautica's, it's one of the easier elements to find.
All systems online.
Did he just say bull? As pretty and as advanced as these graphics are, Subnautica 2 hasn't gone for photorealism. It keeps the same clean, plasticky look that the first game had, which I kind of like, because it's distinctively Subnautica. When everybody's complaining that the Unreal 5 engine is making all games look samey, it's nice to be able to point at this and to be like, no, it doesn't have to be the case, it can still have its own styling. It may be a bit too clean and plasticky looking in parts, but being an alien world, who are we to judge how it should look? I'm just happy to have so many fleshy, bulbous things to slide across my face. These things right here look like they've come straight from Morrowind, a floating jellyfish with a rainbow-esque sheen to them. Most of the time they're above water, but occasionally they do dip beneath. I thought this was a glitch at first, but now I think they're merely refilling for their next airborne adventure. Plus it lets me get up super close and personal to them. Shine a light at these things and it alters the way the light passes through, lighting them up like a big blue ghost. Just like something you'd expect to find in the depths. Your ship's lighting is a mixed blessing, because even when on maximum settings, at 4K, it can still look very low res, as you can see here. What's this about? You can make out the pixels. It looks oddly PS3 era for a game that's otherwise very PS5 Pro Plus. When swimming through grassy areas, this pixelated shadow mess can look very ugly indeed. And my first impressions of seeing this was, I'm pretty sure I've seen this in an Unreal 1 game at some point. Blech. The Unreal Engine has long been a fan of particle effects, which I think has been used in this game to simulate shoals of fishes swimming about together. Yet here it just looks like the product of a crowd of people hocking the contents of their nose into the ocean, which is now filled in a slimy, gooey mess. When it comes to water, I'm normally most excited by how it looks from above, yet being a game set primarily underwater, how it looks from above isn't actually something you spend much time staring at. And when you're just swimming about, it's actually hard to get a look at it from here. And for good reason. There are weird, black, distracting areas which appear where, presumably, the reflection data is missing. It just looks jarring under certain circumstances. But you can still make it look pretty by turning on a light of some sort from your ship, which lights it up through the water very convincingly. And underwater, the sea has been made to look thick and volumetric, with god rays and the like, and hot areas will appear like this so you can visually tell where they begin. There are a lot of different regions in this game, and I was honestly impressed by how much variety was between them when it is just essentially a lot of water. And for the most part the game is gorgeous, and has to handle many very complicated environments. Take my base for instance. This game has got to somehow light a place that I've constructed in real time under the ocean. That's got to be a challenge for any game to handle. Yet here it became one of my favourite graphical features. I was often mesmerised by a sliver of sunlight reaching into my underwater base just here. There's a lot that makes this effect convincing, like how the sunlight has turned green from its passage through the ocean. You can make out the caustic reflections dancing about, and thanks to Lumen and a bit of help from screen space effects, this light then bounces about the rest of the room, reflecting off walls and generally just providing an awful lot of light from what's essentially the tiniest bit of sunlight hitting the floor. I was so impressed by how the sun streamed through this hatch that I went and added a second to the room for double the spectacle. And the fun didn't stop even when the sun went down, because I then positioned my ship just outside, full beams on, to light it up inside in another way, and it still looked beautiful, bouncing the ship's light about all over the place. You see, even in a game of survival, set in a sea of mystery and terror, there's still time for a silly little shadow dance.